Let's start off with something really quick, and that is the recent controversy for celebrity trainer Jillian Michaels.
Oh yeah.
Uh, yeah, but I mean, I don't. Everyone's probably heard this, but yeah, Jillian Michaels. She was doing this interview for BuzzFeed, and I honestly don't know what the interview was. I didn't see it. All I've seen is like the 30-second clip of her, just basically, telling it like it is, calling a spade a spade. Yeah, because
Too is like what was the whole interview about, like, and why did they bring on Jillian Michaels?
right.
Because we only really...
I'm sure like she was there to promote like some new thing. Maybe she wrote a new book. Maybe she's doing a new TV series, or maybe she's putting out a new workout DVD. Something like that.
Yeah.
Most likely. But yeah. But then all of a sudden, like the subject of music came up, and the interviewer brought up the hip hop artist Lizzo. And for those of you, maybe one or two people who don't know Lizzo is a hip hop artist, and she's a bit on the rotund side. Or as Steven Crowder might say, her blood type might be pudding.
Yeah, yeah. The up until about like 10 minutes ago, I had no idea who the fuck Lizzo is.
Yes. Right. I mean, I've only heard like things, and like in passing, basically. I'm not too familiar with their music.
I couldn't tell you a song by Lizzo to save my life.
Right. Yeah. Neither could I.
The only thing I remember initially, there was I think it was like the VMAs or some music awards ceremony where she's like, there was this giant inflatable ass that she was dancing in front of, and then you had the showing up to, like, it was like a Laker or Clipper game where she like had her like half her ass and back hanging out of like this cutout in the back of her shirt or something ridiculous. You remember that?
Oh, I don't remember. I don't recall. But anyways, yeah. So the interviewer was, talking about, Lizzo, and like, how it's great that bodies like hers are being shown and accepted and yada yada yada. And Jillian Michaels is just like, I don't know if Jillian Michaels is just like completely divorced from the culture out there or not, but she just she lays it out, point blank, no apologies. Like, say, well, why are we talking about her, her weight, her body type? I like her because of her music. Why does her body, why should her size matter? And a fair point. It's a fair point that she makes. Like, what does her weight, what does her body size have to do with her music or her music ability or musical talents?
Right.
It shouldn't. And then, but then, she then goes on to say, it's like, well, and like, because the interviewer kind of pushes back, it's like, well, it's kind of nice to see, bodies types like hers being, put out there and being seen and promoted. And it's like, why are we promoting that? Why? And then Jillian, of course, I really think it's just out of, innocent ignorance. Where she was just saying, it's like, well, why are we promoting that? It's like, it's great, it's great. Yeah, it's great, accept your body, but it's like, it's not great if you get diabetes.
Exactly.
And then that was the exact moment where she got canceled.
Yeah, for stating the truth, and here's what a lot of people, if I remember correctly, Jillian Michaels was fat. Like she was, not in good shape and all that stuff, but she ended up like kind of cutting out all that weight and became kind of what she is now. She's kind of like a modern day female Jack LaLanne. And
I know, she'll be selling juicers in no time.
right, the Jack LaLanne way, but so so obviously she knows like, and she deals with it. She was because when she was on like The Biggest Loser and stuff like that too,
Right,
as
right.
far as like help, and she's helping all these people like who are trying to lose weight, and it's like the obesity that is rampant. It's like it's not good. A lot of the health costs and like is a lot of it comes from obesity. Um,
Yeah.
and the idea of just like why we're celebrating obesity and all these rascal scooter you know type bodies, it's ridiculous. Like don't get me wrong, like I'm not like some you know Adonis, Hercules type body or anything like that. So but it's, yeah, I don't want to be a obese, fat, just completely give up and like let my knees turn to dust and my, you know, my arteries all clogged up and shit. Like I don't want that. Um, but the idea that we are celebrating just eh, fatness. it's
Yeah, I
it's this.
mean, I know. Yeah, like to what you were saying. Um, yeah, I don't know. If it's very obvious, but I've been running recently, and even though like when I get on the scale, it doesn't necessarily reflect. It doesn't necessarily seem like I'm running. Um, I've been getting some compliments. People notice. Like my face is a little. My face is a little more slim, or like my love handles aren't as lovely. Um, but it's just like, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I'm some sort of some sort of specimen, but I try to do my best to keep in shape. My mom she always used to or she still does sometimes rag on me about my weight, saying you're getting fat, or you need to exercise. But I told her, like, hey, as long as if I can look down and still see my feet, I think I'm okay.
If
You
you
know
can't see your feet, you got a problem.
exactly, and and I'm still able to like bend down and tie my shoes and stuff like that without getting winded. Uh, but yeah, I mean, not to put too fine of a point on it, but yeah, Lizzo is overweight. She, it's just what it is. I'm not necessarily shaming her for it, but but I would recommend that, that she hit the treadmill every once in a while.
Yeah, it's there's a couple things because a lot of this has to do with like, oh, all the media makes these, it's all about like these skinny women and all this. Like,
Yeah, which
well,
is
first of all,
hilarious because like all the big fashion houses are run by gay men.
yeah,
All the fashion magazines and whatnot are run by women and gay men. So
yeah,
who's exactly telling women what they should look like? It is
not
it isn't heterosexual. It isn't heterosexual dudes.
right. No, because we don't give a shit.
I know all we're asking is that your blood type not be pudding.
Yeah, but then like it's just so they blame heterosexual men who have nothing to do with what's presented in the media. It's
Yeah,
just like
again. The major fashion houses are like run by homosexual men and and maybe some women. I mean, I think the only I think anomaly is who's that? Ralph Lauren.
Yeah.
I think he's the only anomaly. I mean Valentino. I mean Karl Lagerfeld. I mean he recently passed away. Uh, and and also of course Gianni Versace. Who's murdered. But those are all gay men.
Yeah.
Those are all gay men. You're saying that, and you're blaming, and so it's still it's still heterosexual men's fault for what's in the magazines. I mean, if you're talking about Playboy or FHM or stuff or whatever, it's like okay, it's like I'll gladly take that on. Okay, yes, because that falls within my own personal tastes. But I mean like Vogue, uh, Cosmopolitan, Mademoiselle, all of those. That's not on me.
Yep. Cosmo.
Exactly, yeah, Cosmo Girl, every like Harper's Bazaar, all the fashion magazines, I disavow. I disavow. Okay.
Yeah, it's for me it's like it once again it goes back to, well, it doesn't surprise me this is BuzzFeed for one. It's God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
it was hilarious. It's hilarious because because I could see in the interviewer's eyes like, trying to give Jillian Michaels a way back. Kind of like she was straying a little too far off. Like a little, she was kind of like giving a little tug on the leash, oh, come back a little bit over this way, a little bit more this way, a little bit. Come on, come on, come on. With like some of like the
oh,
questions like that, she was like kind of like trying to lead her back, but then Jillian's like, no, what are you talking about?
no,
Um,
I love the discomfort in that interviewer's face. It just it was pure
I
perfection.
know, right?
Just
The Schadenfreude was so
yeah.
delectable.
But I can't stand these people. And when you have someone, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not a huge like Jillian Michaels fan, but like I
Right.
like the truth, and someone
Mm-hmm.
who is sharing the truth, who not just someone who's been skinny their whole life, someone that knows from experience, from her own experience as well
Yeah,
as
her
helping
own
others.
lived experience. Whatever happened to that? Her lived experience.
It's a stupid term, but yeah, it's,
I know.
it's
But I love throwing it back in their faces.
oh yeah, of course. The Schadenfreude. I love it.
Right? Yeah, and she's a trainer. She is a fitness. It's safe to say that she's an expert.
Yeah. So she is telling the truth, and these stupid millennial, you know, idiots. It's like, oh my feels. It's just like, oh God.
Yeah.
It was great, and it's just like, you know what, these people are so stupid. Like, the thing is, like, if they really cared about Lizzo, it's like, or if Lizzo cared about herself,
Mm-hmm.
it's she would take care of herself a little bit better, or her fans were like, hey, we want you to, I can't stand her music, but it's like, if they love her music so much and they like her, it's like, we want you to be around for 30 years doing this stuff. If you
Yeah, we want you
stayed
to be part
just,
of the geriatric, hip hop, community.
we don't want to see Lizzo and a Rascal Scooter in 15 years,
Right?
doing her
I know with
concert,
the with the with the with the oxygen mask.
yeah. Yes,
Right?
yes.
But I mean, it was kind of like when Adele lost some weight and people were giving her shit about it.
Well, she lost she looks like a completely different person. I didn't recognize her at
Yeah,
all.
right.
But
Yeah, neither did I.
but the thing is,
And it's not like
I
she was disgusting before. She Adele has a very pretty face.
yeah,
Adele has a very pretty face, and then after she lost that weight, it's just like it just enhanced everything else.
right, and she looks great, and she's healthier, and I'm pretty sure she's happier.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and all these people are like, how dare you? Yeah, it's like we got used to seeing you like this. Like, I would have told him, it's like, what, go fuck yourself. It's like I wanted to lose weight.
Like, I'm sorry. It's like, I'm sorry. I want to see 40.